So this is Mike Conway, and his talk is titled Upcoming Hackfest-GA4GH Data Repository Service. Take it away, Mike.
Hi, lots of good talks. Always good work and always great to see what people are doing. I see lots of genomic and life science, health science projects out there. And I just wanted to point out a lot of the standards that are coming under the umbrella of GA4GH. And I kind of sit in both worlds. We run iRODS at NIEHS, but we also are running Gen 3 and getting really involved with GA4GH. Especially the cloud work stream, which is now called the Federated Analysis Systems Project, or FASP. FASP is essentially abstracting data to federate data, especially across cloud providers, and then being able to run tasks remotely on that data, and then orchestrate those using standard workflow languages, CWL, WDL, Nextflow. And so all these pieces work together so that you can farm a task out to Google Cloud to run near the S3 bucket to do things like maximize efficiency and minimize egress charges. And so I think the consortium and what's going on in GA4GH, there's a lot of natural overlaps that I think are not really being taken advantage of yet. This is all very new. So anyways, long story short, we do have a data repository service implementation for iRODS that can work sort of in the system. And they actually reached out to us because it's uniquely one of the only on-prem options for data repository service. So we're doing a hackathon with GA4GH coming up. I'll share this URL again in the Slack, and I'll share my email. So we're looking for folks to just come and kind of take a look and kick the tires on the iRODS DRS implementation. Maybe it's a way to sort of join some of these efforts together and maybe create some new, network people together and perhaps create some new collaborations, but also get iRODS more into the GA4GH space, which is really important for places like NIH. iRODS has some natural capabilities, especially the rule engine and the policy engine. One of the things that's really interesting coming up at GA4GH is this notion of a data passport, which are essentially claims, claims in a JOT for data that you might have access to based on authentication, authorization, as well as things like data usage agreements. And I think it would be a natural place for the iRODS policy management approach to perhaps play a part. So anyways, I think the DRS implementation is a really good sort of stepping stone to maybe broaden these collaborations. You'll hear me talk sometimes about Gen 3. You might hear that being tossed around, but Gen 3, GA4GH, and some of the concerns that iRODS is looking at and some of the iRODS capabilities, there's a lot of natural overlap. So anyways, I'll put that in the chat. It's a hackathon. You can just go to this page, register. And we're trying to set up some dates where we will basically bring this thing up, kick the tires, and look at some of the areas where, additional coding, integration with the iRODS REST API, and some of the things going on in iRODS, maybe trying to move the ball on OAuth and OpenID Connect as it relates to iRODS. This is a good area to kind of work on those things. And that's that. You guys have a great conference.
Excellent.